go, legend. I'm a legend. All right, how do I? Oh, you guys are already here. What up, though? YouTube. Let's tweet this out real quick. Oh yeah, sorry guys. I had two cameras set up and then it just wasn't working, so I just stuck with the one camera. I'll switch back to the webcam once we start chopping it up. Let me just tweet this out and then we'll kind of get started. So do you guys want to get right into it, or you guys want to talk a little bit? What are we kind of doing here? I'll let you guys pick. And we're live. I've been on this Clubhouse app and it's taken over my life. It's taken over my life. If you guys aren't on Clubhouse, don't get on it because it takes over your life. But yeah, we're doing the giveaway for Panini Black. Really quick giveaway. It's only 5 cards in here. I upgraded my life. I got like this unboxing knife now, matte black with the red accent. I wish it was green, but you know, couldn't afford the custom. And yeah, I thought we could just chop it up. So I think I want to chop it up first. I don't know if I want to get right into the cards until everybody gets here. We kind of got a few viewers. I got everything ready to go though. I know it's kind of weird because you can't see me, but yeah, let's chop it up for a second. Let me see if I can see how this looks. Didn't join the giveaway. If you're part of the newsletter, then you did join the giveaway. So you might win. You might win. I think a lot of people are here for the Q&A though, for sure. And then we'll get this set up. It's going to be a little ghetto live because I'm going to have to move this mic around. But yeah. So since we have this top down camera set up, let's just jump into the unboxing, get it over with, and then talk about sports cards. So I'm going to bring up the random org here. That's not random org. Let's see. Let me know if you guys can see this. Boom. So what we're going to do is we're just going to title this real quick. Panini Black. What is today, the 5th? Giveaway. It doesn't really matter. All right, so we're going to do 7 rounds. And unfortunately, I can't get you guys' names. It only does emails. So hopefully you guys don't mind your emails being shown. If you enter the giveaway, if you're part of the newsletter, you're a part of the giveaway. So we're going to see who wins here. Oh, shit. That's the link. Sorry, I don't know if you can curse on YouTube. Let me go back and get the list of you guys. This is what happens when you do too many things at once. But yeah, if you're part of the newsletter, you're already in the giveaway. Where'd you guys go? Thanks, man. I'm excited about the Star Stock thing. A little nervous, you know. It's not my territory. Kind of do a lot of graded stuff. I know they're mostly raw, so that's going to be interesting. I got a little bit of a strategy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know who else I'm competing against. I haven't even done the research yet, so we'll see if those guys are any good. Save. Boom. Sorry, I'm just going back to get the email addresses from you guys. So there's a lot of people entering this giveaway. It's a 100% a lottery. So 5 cards and a lot of participants. A lot of participants. Discard and close. Yeah, I think Star Stock's dope. A lot of people are looking for different ways to kind of buy and sell. I'm really getting into the kind of like the online warehouse, you know, thing as well. Sometimes like shipping off the cards and, you know, scanning them. That's just not what I always find enjoyable. But yeah, let's get into this giveaway. I got the list here. Again, sorry that your emails are exposed. If anybody knows a different way to do this, let me know. but we're gonna jump right into this. So just gonna do 7 rounds, random giveaway. Everybody's in here, a lot of people. So we're just gonna go ahead and begin. Next round. Yeah. I hate that it's showing emails. I didn't have emails last time. All right, so Champions League 26.pg. Weird email, but you are the winner of this giveaway. We're going to open this up, kind of see what we get, and everybody else can kind of stick around for a little Q&A afterwards. So, yeah, if you guys want to see the list or whatever, I'll DM me and I'll send you the link. ComC has a little more of stocks feel. Is it winner per card? It's for the whole box. So we do a box every month and we just give it away. I'm gonna implement some new features probably next year, but for this one, I thought we'd keep it simple. So yeah, let's jump into this. I've actually been holding on to this box for quite some time. I'm excited to see what we get. And that thing's sharp. And yeah, there'll be a lot more giveaways coming soon. So I'm working on some sponsorships and things like that. This looks really good on my screen. I don't know how it looks on you guys' screen, but it looks really good. What do you think about star stock grading? Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. So I've never actually seen anybody open this before, so I have no idea what this experience is like. I know it's a thicker product. I do have some Panini stickers here, as always, in case we want to just get into that for fun. But yeah, here we go. I'm nervous. Are you guys nervous? Crystal clear? All right. That's what I paid for. Oh, these cards are shiny. Oh, they're not as thick as I thought. This is whack. All right, so right off the bat, we got a Donovan Mitchell Black. This one's numbered to 149. Sorry, you probably couldn't hear me. Next up, we got a Kevin Durant, also numbered to 149. Nice looking base cards. Right out the box, they're pretty poor quality, but I like how they look. Oh, we did it. I knew we were going to get a Ja Morant. I knew we were going to get a Ja. It's not the patch that I expected, but shout out to this guy. I've been pulling Ja Morant all week. Like, that's all I pull is Ja Morant cards. When I did Clearly Donruss, every box had a Ja Morant. So that's pretty sick. I don't know if this is like the true rookie or not, but I mean, you can't get better than that unless you get Zion. And I don't know if we care about these cards, but we got a Drew Holiday. And we got a Brandon Ingram. So I don't have any sleeves next to me. So I'm going to go take this and sleeve it real quick. I'll be right back. Got to be careful with it. But yeah, shout out to that Ja. Sick looking card. We finally got some luck, guys. We finally got some luck. So I'll be sure to email this guy and make sure that he gets this. I'm telling y'all, man, we about to do big things over here. I'll be right back. All right, so I have to get that sleeved up. I'll one touch it later. So yeah, shout out to the person who won this. I'll be sending this out to you probably on Tuesday. And that was fast, you know. I think moving forward when I do these giveaways, I'm probably not going to go for these higher end boxes. It's just too fast, you know. I feel like we need 12 packs at least. So next up we got I know we got Revolution. I got 2016-17 Revolution, trying to get that Ben Simmons Galactic. And then I have a box of 2019-20 Contenders. And I think that's it. I think I have 2 boxes each of those. And those will kind of be the next giveaways. Obviously, when some new sets come out, we'll get into that as well. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch this camera and we'll start the Q&A. So I got a small screen. That's all I have set up is a small screen. Did it come through? Boom. All right. So can I make this bigger? I'm still getting used to this. Oh man, this is This is just in the moment right now. Still getting used to all of this. So yeah, guys, welcome to the live stream. We started off with a banger, Ja Morant. Can't get better than that. We've been having bad luck with some of the cards that we pull, like really, really bad luck. I'm recording this off my iMac, so you're getting where do you get the? I actually bought the stickers off eBay. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Panini Black cards. I was expecting a little more, to be honest. But yeah, I bought the stickers off eBay, and I bought 3 packs of 150. It was 150 packs, and I pulled like 6 Luka Doncic's, like 2 Trae Youngs. So I've had some pretty solid success with those. So yeah, what do you guys want to get into? I don't have much content planned. I figure we just chop it up. You guys ask some questions, and I go ahead and answer them. I'm not sure if I'm working on a delay or not, but I can see your questions kind of in the chat. Let me go on Twitter real quick. The base cards. What's up, man? Kim, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. I plan on doing this every week, man. It's just been a lot of work. You just bought a PSA 9 Karl Anthony Towns Prism and a Jaren Jackson Jr. Prism Silver. I think that's dope. It sounds like you're going for some big men. They're obviously underrated. The West is pretty stacked. I look hot. The West is pretty stacked. I think it's going to be a good year for a lot of sports cards. I think we're going to get to the point where everybody kind of trends upward, because the market's going to trend upwards. So we're almost at that point where you can't really go wrong. It's just about who's going to have the higher, ROI, who's going to get you the most profits. But I like Jaren Jackson Jr. I like Ja Morant. I like Memphis. I'm not too big of a fan of what's going on in Minnesota, but I do think Cat's underrated. Dude, I can't afford Prism. Have you seen those Prism football prices? It was mad. I'm going to watch the stream with you guys so I can look at the questions. Do you think pregame is important for the market prediction? Pregame? Like preseason? Is that what you mean? Or let me know what you mean. How do you think AI will affect the grades if implemented? I don't think it can hurt. I think it's going to be a lot more. Yeah, I don't think it can hurt. I think it's probably what we need. I don't know if eye appeal or a person grading something is what we need. I think it's. Yeah, I think AI will be better, honestly. I'm like really pro technology, so maybe I'm the wrong guy to ask about that, but I think computers are smarter than us. I think they're not emotional, they're smarter, no different than a vending machine. A vending machine might be able to detect a fake dollar better than a human. So I was able to get a Prism 9 Josh Silver. Not a lot of people are selling, but I'm not really familiar with the PSA 9 market with Ja Morant. I would have to do some research on that. I think 600's about properly priced, if I would assume so. I think Prism Silver is always like a little bit over the PSA 10 of the base card, so that would make that pretty accurate. Bro, Prism football is over. Man, Prism football is crazy. I don't understand. I'm scared to see what basketball looks like. I'm actually starting to dig this class a little more than I thought I would. Do you see most superstars? That's not what you said. Do you see most people sending star stock cards that wouldn't get good grades from PSA? Yeah, no. I'm not somebody who grades. So the whole idea of like, oh, if the person had it, they would have graded it, but they didn't grade it because it was a bad grade. I don't think that's true, because I've had plenty of cards and I'm just too lazy to grade them. So I just sell them raw. I've had a Luka Optic Hollow. I've had a Trae Young Optic Hollow. I've had tons of Michael Porter Jr. Optic Hollows. I didn't have the patience to send them in. Sending in cards is a lot of work. It takes a lot of patience. And I think there's some people who just don't rock with that. There's some people who are fine trading the raw market, and that's the game they want to play. So I think you're going to get a mix of both. I really hate the whole, like, if it's not a PSA 10, then I don't want it aspect of what we're doing right now. Like, I hate if I sell a raw card and somebody's like, hey, how was the corners? Like, don't message me and ask me that, man. Like, if it was, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I dislike that. And I think that has to stop. If it's like 10 or nothing, then what are we doing? Like, nothing's going to be worth anything. What rookies do you like this year? Killian Hayes, Obi, um, Isaac Okoro, and I want to like the guy from Washington. I'm not sure why. I just want to like him. I feel like he's going to be good. Whatever the point guard name is for the Sixers, Tyrese or no, I don't remember his name. And the point guard for the Kings, I like him a lot. Let's see. I think preseason definitely matters. If anybody does well in preseason, it's going to just be, we're going to flood the market. I'm at the point where for certain players, it's like it might be time for me to sell right now because, it's on this side. Because the market's going to be flooded soon. Everybody's looking to cash out. It's just the same thing. Everybody has the same plan. I think in order to really make some money, you have to have a different plan, which is why you guys see me. I'm not just like a Prism guy. I'm not following the herd. I'm always trying to figure out different ways to do things. What do I think about Sekou and what cards should I buy? I'm actually not a big fan of Sekou. I just don't see it. If he's not Giannis, then I don't think he's going to be anything. And he's obviously not going to be Giannis. I think we're putting a lot of pressure on him just because of how well, Giannis is doing or how well international players are doing. But I don't think he's ready for anything big yet. But same cards, Prism, Immaculate, Contenders. I think everything from 2019-20 is overpriced, especially for like B or C class rookies. So that's why I've been kind of holding out. Yeah, AI will make the process faster for grading. So that's what turns me off of it. If grading was like a 2-week thing, or if they had like a in-city shop, I'd do it all day. But the idea that I have to package and send stuff out and then like wait 6 weeks and then wait 8 weeks, like that doesn't make sense to me at all. Would you rather flip a tray after a 50-point game or just hold it till later in the season? It depends on what card I have. If it's a run-of-the-mill card, I'm flipping it. If it's a Prism Silver, I'm flipping it. If it's like an Immaculate and I think he can do more, then I'm going to hold. I just missed a Kobe White courtside for $600. Yeah, man, courtside where it's at. I love older courtsides right now. We were talking about this in the Discord yesterday about Andrew Wiggins. Like his courtside went like $350. I think they're going to blow up. There's a Ben Simmons select courtside gold on eBay for like $10,000. I thought about it. I was just like, hey man, I just really want it, but I have to tell myself no. But yeah, older courtside and courtside period is a big play. What's my average hold time? If anybody's telling you like 2 years or 4 years, they're probably lying. I'd say the average hold time for me is like 4 months, like maybe 6, 8 if I really like you. But that's also not worked out for me. I've missed out on a ton of profits just from like cashing in early. But you never know what the market's going to do. So I think having a hold time is not the best way to go about it, but having a target price is a better way to go about it. Because if your player hits your target price in 6 months, then do you really have to hold for 2 more years? In 4 years, you might become irrelevant. I mean, who are you investing in from 4 years ago? Devin Booker, maybe? Like what the odds of you winning are rare if you're going to hold for 4 years. You'd have to pick the exact guy. Thoughts on Hoop Premium stock? It's absolute trash. That's the worst looking set. I think you pulling a Zion Gold is fire, but I was so disappointed in that set. I don't know what Panini was thinking. And maybe you guys are saying that it looks good. I just don't think that it looks good. Do you see NBA hoops as a value opportunity till Prism breaks in March? No. I don't. Are we looking at different hoops premium? Let me go look because you guys are. That's like the ugliest set in the world to me. Yeah, I don't like it. I really like Shea, but right now he's really expensive. Everybody's expensive right now. I don't think that you can buy a guy right now that's not expensive. They're all extremely high at the moment, and if the market caps of each player keeps moving higher, then we're fine. But everybody's speculating. It's really high right now, and for certain players, it's kind of dangerous. Some of the players that people are investing in, like I don't understand. If you're into for like a quick flip though, you should be fine. Whether it's Shea, whether it's whoever you're into. If you're gonna flip it in 6 months or after a big game, then you're good to go. But I'm starting to look at more so long-term holds. Like, can cards really be assets? Can they really be, you know, commodities? And if so, outside of Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, is it really worth it to hold these guys for 10 years, 20 years? If I got a 15K Trae Young, is it smart to hold on to that because Kyrie's not worth 15K? Kevin Durant's not worth 15K, depending on what card you're looking at. So there's a lot of things that I'm looking at and trying to evaluate right now. This question may annoy the group, but being new to the hobby, can you review the value between color card variation, orange, ice, blue, sparkle? Would it be best to focus on variation prisms? 1 second. All right, sorry, I never have water when doing this, so we can liven this up. There's no rule or rhyme to how you do it. So just to answer your question, Justin, it really depends on, what your goals are. I think having the parallels could obviously benefit you because they're rare, they're numbered, but they're also harder to come by. So it's going to be hard to load up on a bunch of orange ice cards or sparkles. You're not going to be able to get 7 or 8 of those. So some of us like to invest with volume in mind, and some of us like to invest just 10,000 into one card. So it really depends on your strategy. But I don't think in today's market there's a right or wrong. But what I would suggest is to go look at older cards. Look at Kevin Durant's base versus his parallel. Which one would you rather have today? Sometimes having a card like a white sparkle could hurt you. Sometimes cards are so rare that they start to get priced really high and there's no data and it's really hard to move that card. So, like for example, I have the courtside silver of Trae Young. The last one sold 7,000 via, buy it now. We all know that card's worth more than $7,000, but no one's going to pay more than $7,000 because that's what the last one went for. So everybody's emailing me and DMing me like, hey, can I get it for $7,000? So sometimes you get those rare cards and they're really, really tough to move. You almost have to wait for somebody to put it in auction just to be able to sell yours because you don't want to be the guy who lists it for auction and it goes for nothing. So just be careful with who you buy, have a strategy, and just understand what your selling targets are. Don't get caught up in trying to have like the best cards. There's a lot of ego that goes into sports cards. I suffer from it too. I was looking at the Joel Embiid National Treasures, and it's like, I don't need to spend $3,000 to invest in Joel Embiid. I can get the Prism for $300 and probably get better margins. Baisley, yep, I'm a big Darius Baisley fan. Anybody from high school straight to the NBA, I rock with them. But yeah, my thing with Shai Gilgeous, I normally don't give like too deep like player analysis, is that he's just really smooth, and really smooth players just don't translate well. They're just so smooth and boring, and there's not a lot of athleticism. It doesn't mean he won't have a good NBA career, but I think it doesn't wow the crowd. So if you're not wowing me, why am I buying your card? You know what I mean? So I think I had an article. It's very old. I got to get back on these blog posts, guys. I've been slacking. It's been a lot going on, but I was writing an article, and I'll link it on Twitter after this. And I talked about like what I look for when I invest in the guy. And I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but like there's this, basketball is like a individual sport. So it has to be more than just statistics. Like, does he have any market potential? Is he going to sell any jerseys? If he's not selling jerseys, he's probably not selling cards. He does have a nice name though. What are my thoughts on Jason Tatum? I think his haircut's overrated. No, I'm just kidding. I like Jason Tatum. I think if anybody outside of Giannis needs to be the face of the NBA, I think Tatum has the tools. I feel like Luke is just too slow and kind of lacks the athleticism. I think Tatum has the tools. I think he has the team with Jaylen Brown. He has the running mate. And I think Boston's willing to build around him and get the right people. I'm not saying he's not Trae, because Trae has his downfalls too. The cool thing about Trae is that he's a shooter. So, as long as he can continue to shoot, he has 20 years in the league. That's going to bode well for him. But I feel like Trae could potentially fall into that Kyrie spell. where he's a really good point guard. We know he's great, but he doesn't get us to the next level. You know, he doesn't get to the next level. And that scares me long term about Trey. You know, we want him to have the trajectory that Stephen Curry had, but that's a once in a lifetime. Like the odds that we see that twice, if we get to see that, if we get that kind of basketball twice, then we're the luckiest, you know, era of all time. So that kind of scares me. I don't know if I really believe that the next person to take over the NBA is in the NBA right now. I don't think that it's either of these guys. And I know outside of Giannis, I think Giannis has the potential. And if Ben Simmons can figure it out, I think he has the potential. But I don't think it's anybody from these last few classes. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Brian. Like you kind of have to be able to be viral. You know, is Shai Gilgeous going to be viral? Like, I kind of judge sports cards off if my girlfriend knows the person. Like, hey, do you know, my girlfriend knows Trae Young. My girlfriend knows Kyrie. She doesn't know Shai. I know that's kind of weird to say, but that's one of the things that I kind of think about is if the player is going to sell. Yeah, Shai isn't Trae. I got what you meant, but there's some skepticism about Trae Young as well. Thoughts on other sports besides the three major sports? I'm looking into that, Brandon. I'm actually thinking about like really growing this out and hiring some help, just because it's been a lot to do myself. I want to dabble into other sports, but I don't watch other sports, so I'm not going to get on here and pretend that I know about what I don't know. So if anybody wants to help with that, if you're like somebody who understands the market, then let me know. I think I can do a really good job at looking at stuff and being like, okay, this makes sense, that makes sense. I can look at any chart and be like, okay, this is going to sell, but this is not going to sell. No different if it was crypto, we were talking about Marvel cards in the Discord yesterday, and I'm like, okay, I was able to jump into that and see what the go-to sets were. So if anybody has any insight on the players, I can go in and do the research on the sets, and then we can like figure out other sports and get into other cards. It's really hot in here. No one cares about 2021 rookies. I would rather focus on 1920, 1819. I think 1920 could be a play once 2021 comes out, because people will start focusing on 2021. Very similar to how they did when 1920 came out. So I think there's going to be a buying opportunity. The problem with 1920 is that there's just not many guys to buy. Most of these guys are fourth options. I'm not trying to invest in a bunch of Kelly Oubre's, even though Kelly Oubre like 4x'd. Jamal Murray and Shea prices are about the same. Jamal Murray's the truth, bro. Like, this is really bothering me. Jamal Murray's a good guy. I'm really mad that I didn't buy more of him, because I looked at his cards, I saw how limited they were, and I'm like, I think I wrote in my newsletter, like, last year he bought out in the playoffs. He's probably going to do it again, and he exceeded all expectations. Why doesn't that young Bulls core get any love? I don't know. I think the Bulls. I'm a big Zach LaVine fan. I'm a Kobe White hater, but he's starting to grow on me. I'm not a big Laurie fan. I was a big Otto Porter Jr. fan when he was there. I think the Bulls should get more love. They're no different than the Hawks, in my opinion. How about De'Aaron Fox? He looks smooth. Yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox, but he's just buried in the West. I think that's the problem, is like once we kind of get 2, 3, 4 years in and we get past the hype and we start looking at actual wins and championships and stuff, like, is De'Aaron Fox going to be better than Ja Morant? Is he going to be an all-star, and takes Devin Booker out of there? Like, at some point there's just too many guards, and then eventually you just become Darren Collison, or eventually you just become whatever that, Eric Bledsoe. Like, eventually you just kind of fall off and you become that guy. And we don't want to, hold that guy. So I think sometimes it's best to just avoid that. And I'm not saying that's De'Aaron Fox's trajectory. I think he's a great player, but he's only going to be as good as Sacramento is, and we don't know how good they're going to be. WWE, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big WWF guy, but I've seen Gary post about it, and those cards are just so ugly. It's. So here's the thing. So I've been really looking into. said this earlier. I've been really looking into like actually having assets. Right now, I'm just buying cards and I'm selling them. Buying cards and I'm flipping them. Buying cards and I'm flipping them. You know, getting bigger cards, flipping them. And it's like at some point, you know, what cards do we buy and we just keep for 10 years? Because that's what we all say we want to do. And I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know which cards outside of LeBron, outside of Kobe, outside of Jordan, I don't know if any of these guys are worth keeping for the next 20 years. So, you know, is Undertaker worth picking up? I don't know how we gauge that. You know, with basketball, we can peg it to their statistics. You know, with wrestling, it's boring cards of somewhat boring people. You know, outside of The Rock, who really transcended from wrestling. I do like the idea of Marvel cards because there's a lot of art involved in that. So when they brought that to my attention, that was interesting. Like the person who drew the art, how the art upholds over. If you look at the 1992, what was it, Marvel's Masterpieces, I think it was, that art still, it looks very modern. So I like the idea of that, and because that can be something we peg value to. But the wrestling cards are just like cheap cards, and I don't know. Do you think the NBA class is good for getting super cheap lots of first mid-rounders? Yeah, I think that could be a play, but I don't know. Because so back in the day, people, when they bought boxes, you bought Prism boxes back in the day. It was like one guy who had several cases of Prism boxes, and that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So I don't know how easy it is going to be get lots, but I think lots at all, at any measure, will be good. Sorry for shouting, but buy Victor Oladipo. He's a free agent next year, and we'll be either going for a contender. Yeah, I can see that. I think that's what we're going to have to start doing too. Like, we're going to have to start being like GMs, you know, when we come to investing. Like, where's Giannis going? Let's buy his cards now because he might be somewhere in 2 years. We're going to have to start getting really crafty with how we buy. I talked about De'Aaron Fox and how he's stuck in Sacramento, and I don't know if De'Aaron Fox signed an extension, so excuse my ignorance. But, like, for example, what if he goes somewhere else? Should we buy De'Aaron Fox now so he can go somewhere else? So I think we're going to have to start really getting really into, you know, what we do. And that's what, you know, I plan to bring within the Discord and my newsletter is just try to figure that stuff out for you guys. You got an immaculate for $260? That's a good deal. Capanda, yes, I'm not going to say that out loud because I agree. But, yeah, I'm just going to skip that. So if you guys want to read his comment, I agree. I think that's a good buying opportunity right now. Murray's hella underrated. Foch struggled last season in the playoffs. B-Mac, time to scoop, rookie hoops. Who's B-Mac? B-Mac's the person. I bought 500 LaMelo draft pick Prisms base for $2 a piece. I think the draft picks could be a short-term play just because it's a weird season right now. But I don't know how that's going to pan out for you. But yeah, I mean, I can see them hitting like $6 or $7. You're right. I can see that. Third time asking this question. Thoughts on players like Brandon Clark, Keldon Johnson, or possibly shorter-term flips? Thoughts on when to sell their cards? I like those players, but they just seem like role players to me. So it's been something I've been staying away from. I know Keldon Johnson's like freakishly strong and athletic, but I don't know what San Antonio is doing down there with their development. Like, we haven't seen anything from Lonnie Walker. We haven't seen anything from any of those players. So is Keldon Johnson still on San Antonio? And then Brandon Clark, he's really good. I think he has potential to like be like that 1 or 2 time All-Star guy. But I just don't see it. You know, I need to see. I think Jaren Jackson's going to go up before Brandon Clark. For short-term flips, yeah, I just don't see it. I feel like that's us trying to find value plays, and I just don't see those guys being great values. How high could they really go? I made so much from buying Montrezl Harrell, knowing he was a free agent, and then he signed with the Lakers. That was a smart play. Montrezl got bodied, so his prices probably went down a lot. I didn't even think of that. And that's the thing too. Sometimes I don't tend to invest like that. Like, I don't tend to invest like, oh, this guy could go up, so I'm going to buy. I just don't. I'm not going to buy Montrezl Harrell cards. You know, I understand that you can make money off them, but that's just not how I play things. Sorry, Kobo over. Nope, you're confused. Do you personally buy and hold unopened boxes of Prism? I don't, but I think that's a really good investment. I think if you can get your hands on anything 2018-19 that's sealed, that's going to bode well for you. I've been looking at it myself. Any thoughts on Wiggins? Obviously, Clay getting hurt isn't good for Wiggins. Isn't good for the Warriors, but looking at these earlier court sides, I think Andrew Wiggins could be a potential play. My biggest fears are the Warriors are constantly willing and dealing, so they have no loyalty to any of those guys. They're only loyal to their core three. So, think about that. But if Wiggins actually gets the opportunity to play along Stephen Curry, I think that could be something that he could revitalize. No different than Kelly Oubre. No different than Draymond, if you want to go that far. So I think if the Warriors tend to play well, I think everybody on that team is going to have a uptick in price points. However, back to what I was saying, I think the real time to buy Andrew Wiggins would have been last year. Would have been able to think about that beforehand. I think doing it in the offseason when his prices are double or triple may not be the best play. So it's a really risky investment that could pay off, but it just factors in how high your risk tolerance is. Personally, I've been buying all the Spurs guys. I agree. One of those guys have to hit. One of those guys has to play. And again, all of this is based on risk tolerance, how you want to invest. My whole goal is just to not be stuck with a bunch of cards. I'm not interested in having 95 cards. I'm not interested in going on Facebook Market trying to sell cards all day. I want to spend my time looking up new plays, not trying to get out of plays. So if you're somebody who's willing to, make $20 or make $30, then a lot of these plays can be for you. I'm looking for things that are a little more guaranteed and a little more liquid. Do you think Ja optics will go up? I think Ja's optic have a good chance of going up. I bought a 2003 LeBron Topps Pristine Refractor raw instead of the Topps Chrome. Was that a mistake? Was it a mistake? No. I think the Topps Pristine is actually underrated. I don't think any LeBron refractor should be as cheap as the Topps Pristine is. I don't know why that set is even frowned upon. I understand he's in his practice jersey, but Topps Pristine is pretty much what courtside is. Or what select is. There's 3 tiers. One of the last tier is really rare, and the box opening experience is similar to select. So I have no idea why that set's so underrated. Topps Chrome is obviously Prism. Bowman Chrome is probably like optic, and Topps Pristine is similar to select. Let's answer a few more here. I saw somebody ask what my dream card was. Who asked that? Where's that question at? Yep, so Luke asked, Keenan, what's your dream card? Like, you could buy any card. My dream card, if you guys want to help me get this card, I love you forever. My dream card is Stephen Curry's Topps Chrome Refractor PSA 10, numbered to 500. I think that is an iconic card. I think that card's all time, and I think Stephen Curry is the Mickey Mantle of our era. He has no cards, and I'm so mad at myself for not buying it when I could have. It's so expensive now that it's going to be tough for me to get. We're not doing that well over here. Wiggins, Kuzma, all similar. It seems that they can spike. I was thinking about Kuzma the other day. I think Kuzma could definitely be a short-term play. Obviously not looking to hold Kyle Kuzma long-term, but as he gets more comfortable with the Lakers, as LeBron gets older, he's going to have to lean on other players. And the Lakers have some outside shooting now, so things should get a lot easier for them. Do you ever buy SGC to flip? So I sold a Trae Young Immaculate the other day, and it got returned to me. The guy said it had some surface issues. He scratched the card up. It's a whole debacle, but I'm starting to think that SGC might be my go-to for raw cards. So if I buy some raw cards, I might just send them to SGC. That way they can have a grade. Whatever the grade is fine. I still think I can make some money on the cards. So I might start using SGC just to kind of validate that my card's in whatever condition, because I'm really getting out of the raw card selling game, at least over like eBay. Ja or Trae? Trae. Thoughts on sneaker spotlights? They look cool, but don't seem to be widely collected yet. I'm not a big fan of the card. Like, I'm not buying cards because of the player's sneakers. I think that's really cool for like sneakerheads and stuff, but I'm not into the sneaker spotlights. You used to have so many cards. Do you have any lower end? No. I actually have about 15 cards right now. And I like that. Having a lot of cards gave me so much anxiety. Like it just drove me crazy. Because I would just constantly be thinking about what cards I would sell and how I would have to get rid of them, and was it time to sell, and do I have to track this? And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on some high end cards. I don't need 37 Michael Porter Jr. Prisms. And whenever I would have like 20 Michael Porter Jr. Prism PSA 10s, it just made me feel like the card wasn't valuable. Like I just was like, man, I have too many of these. If I have 20 of these, how am I going to offload all this? Like I just didn't like it. So that's why you kind of start seeing me steer towards rare cards, serial number cards, and cards that just weren't so accessible. I don't believe that if I can have 20 or 25 or something, that it's worth anything. You know, I know that sounds weird because it's not true, but that's just how my mental was. Let's get a few more here. Something about, I saw PSA 8. Thoughts on PSA 8? I think PSA 8s are a play. I've actually been buying some Trae Young PSA 8s just for fun. I think Kevin Durant's Topps 112 PSA 8 is a good value right now. I'll explain that in a newsletter sometime soon. I think really rare cards, I think the PSA 8s are a play. And I think, again, I don't think we should live in a world where PSA 10 is the only card that's worth something. You'd rather have Ja? Why would you rather have Ja? I mean, Ja's definitely an exciting player, but I'm afraid of those injuries, man. He's too wild for me. He's too wild. PSA are still Kobe White Prism base. PSA 10 is 170. Do you think he's immaculate? I think 800 for Kobe White's immaculate is kind of high. I do. I think that's a lot of money for Kobe White. Let's see. Luka is the hottest right now, hands down. Tatum is close behind, but the market has definitely chosen Luka. Like if Luka can keep up the play, the market's definitely decided on him. But I just find that really weird that it went that way. Would you kindly explain your market cap theory? I could, but then the course wouldn't be worth anything. So if you guys haven't bought the market cap method, definitely go ahead and do so. I think it's a really good tool, and I think it answers a lot of you guys' question. And I think it really explains how I think. So I know some of the things I'm not articulating well, but it really does explain how I think. And it's why I'm frustrated, because we're buying cards based on one method, but we should be buying cards based on another method. So if you're a long-term investor, I think buying cards on the market cap method is the proper way to go. This channel needs to blow up way better and more insightful than, hey, be nice to Sports Card Investor. He's the reason why a lot of us are here together. You know what I mean? I think that he's definitely doing his thing and contributing, you know, to his part. So I think there's a space for entertainment with sports cards. I think there's a space for things that I do, and you know, I think everybody's just killing it right now. It's a really fun space to be in. Let's see. But with that being said, I would like to blow up. You're right. We need to blow up. Nothing against Sports Card Investor, but we need some more people over here. I'm not the best when it comes to like top 5 cards. You know, I'm not that great. I'm kind of monotone and boring. You gotta eat. What are you eating for, Brian? This is money. We don't need to eat. All right, so Luke. So I'm gonna tackle this. Trae is trash at defense. Everybody's trash at defense, man. Like, why are we expecting 6-foot players to be great at defense? When did the basketball card market become so defensively focused? Like, that's what I'm trying to. Who cares? Who's good at defense? Like, who are we buying right now? That's just like he's really good at defense. Like, we don't care about that. No one's buying Dennis Schroeder cards or however you say his name. We're not into that. Ziggy, thanks on that. Star Stock Challenge. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna need you guys' help. You're gonna have to help me because base cards is not where I specialize at. I thought about not doing it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to. If I lose, does that mean I'm whack? But I'm excited about it. Looking at buying Luka Noir rookie spotlight 99 for around 4K. Thoughts on buying that? I'm not too familiar with the price points of that. Um, Again, when it comes to like any kind of questions about should you do something, my best advice is just to go back and try to compare, Luka to LeBron if you think Luka's going to be LeBron, or compare Luka to Giannis. Does Giannis have any rookie autographs that are numbers 99? And if so, are they selling for 4,000? That's going to be the best way to really determine if that's a okay buy for you or not. It's not going to be an accurate, analysis or confirmation, I should say, but it's going to kind of put you in the ballpark. I do think autographs are underrated right now, but it depends on what other autographs are going for. And it's tough with LeBron because LeBron's he's limited to upper deck, so we don't have too many of his. So his autographs are a little bit inflated in terms of price due to scarcity. So if Luka's just signing all day everywhere, then are they going to be as rare? Do we care about autographs? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves. I was listening to a podcast of a famous celebrity, and he was saying like when he sees his fans, they don't even ask. No one's like, "Hey, can you autograph my napkin?" So like, in that case, sports cards autographs could become rare because they're not anywhere else. So look at older cards and kind of see what they're comparing against. We all got to eat. Yeah, we got to eat in a different way. We got to get money. We can't be eating food right now. I get you personally may not believe in Kobe, but I see him having a 40-point game soon. I never said that I didn't believe in Kobe. I just think that's a lot of money for his cards. Kobe might get out there and shock the world. He might be Gilbert Arenas. He has the look, I really like him as a player and his skill set, but a lot of people just haven't translated too well, coming from the Bulls. So, we kind of got to, be somewhat safe. I agree, Simon. I think sometimes having a small community is what keeps it dope. If I had 100,000 people rocking with me, then we wouldn't even be able to buy any cards. I say some things and I see the price of the cards move up right after I say it, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know. Is that because I said something about it, or I could only imagine if it was more people here, we wouldn't be able to buy anything. So I think keeping it small and tight is dope, but the bills do have to get paid, so we gotta keep coming with the content. I feel like my voice is going away. I've been on Clubhouse. If you guys don't know about Clubhouse, I suggest you get in there because I'm going to start a sports cards community on there. It's like an invite only app, and it's all voice. It's like an open podcast. So I could be hosting a podcast, and then you guys could be like in the podcast with me. And I've been on that app all day, just talking to people. So I probably sound a little hoarse, but if you are on Clubhouse, shoot me a follow, because I want to start a little sports cards community over there, because everybody on that app is like extremely intelligent and just super, super dope. Let's see I do think Kyrie is undervalued for some of his cards. Yes. I don't know what Kyrie's doing in terms of like not talking to the media and like what kind of personality he's going to be, but nobody can dribble the ball like that boy. Nobody can take it to the hole like him. I think he's underrated, and I'm excited to see what him and Kevin Durant can do together, because if they can be their old selves, that's going to be an exciting team to watch. And I think Kyrie's a better bet than some of the guys we're betting on. Like, I find it amazing that like some of these cards from these older players are so cheap. There's literally a Joel Embiid National Treasures rookie patch auto BGS9 on eBay for $2,850. And that might seem expensive to some of you, because it might be. But like Michael Porter Jr. is $7,000. Cam Reddish, like I think older cards are just so undervalued, or I'm scared because I think older cards might be the real value and newer cards are just so inflated. The markets between like 2012 and 2015 make no sense when compared to today's market. You like to be able to trade on a large forum. Are you on Blowout, Justin? Or is that like an analogy? What players' cards do you think will go up the most to everyone. I don't know. I can't. I'm more into sets than I am players. You know, I'm like hitting the jackpot on players is not my game anymore. For some players, it is, but I think we all know the guys. You know, people ask me every day like, "Hey man, join the Discord. What should I buy?" And it's just like there's not new buying opportunities every day. Like we know the guys, we know the sets. It's not like some secret community. You know, it's just to be a part of the community. You know, if I come out with a video on Tuesday, people will be like, "Hey man, what should I buy?" And it's just like I just go watch the Tuesday video. Like nothing's changed. So I don't think it's as complex as a lot of us are making it. I think there's just a lot of fear, and a lot of us are a little more risk averse. But I think we know the sets and we know what players are going to do well. And if we learned anything from last year, if I learned anything from last year, it's that you don't have to buy like low end guys just to make money. You don't have to get Keldon Johnson and Brandon Clark and the players that went up last year were Luka and Trae Young and so on and so forth. So I don't think we need to keep finding steals. Just basketball is a popularity sport. Buy the popular guy and do your research and figure out the different markets. I'll answer a few more that I'm going to dip out of here because I feel like I'm losing my voice for sure. And we're slowing down on questions. What do you think about Westbrook cards? Some of his rookies are $10 raw. I think Westbrook could be a play. Again, he's on the West, so it's kind of stacked. But I think Westbrook could be a play in Washington if they do well. I don't know like how well they'll do, but no, I don't think he'll help Rui's number. I think he'll take away. He's gonna take all his rebounds and all his points. But I mean, I'm interested to see how Bradley Beal and Westbrook play. I think you're gonna at $10, you kind of have to take a gamble. I don't think it's gonna go lower than $10. So, what's the real risk? You buy it for 10, you sell it for 8. I mean, at $10, like it might be worth the risk to pick up 10 of those and just see what happens. Worst come to worst, you just get $80 back. Let's say I believe in a 2019 rookie with 99% conviction. Should I buy 1 immaculate RPA, 1.5 Prism Silver PSA 10, 2 Optic Hollows, or 5 Prism Base? It depends on that player. So the thing about immaculate is they don't tend to do well if it's not a superstar. I don't know too many B-list immaculates that are doing well. No one. But with that being said, I know a lot of B-list Prism Silvers that are doing well. So depending on the player, assuming he's not a top tier player, I'd probably say the Prism Silver if you're looking to flip by next season, and the Prism Base if you think that the 5 Prism Base. So I would say it's between those two, depending on the player. All right, so do I sound bad, Simon? Do I sound kind of hoarse? I definitely need some tea. Do I think PJ Washington is a sleeper buy? I like Miles Bridges better, to be honest, but I could see him being a sleeper for sure. How much of the draft pick sets value will fall when the team jersey sets are released? They will fall completely, unless you have a really rare card, which will also fall, but maybe not as much. But they will fall completely. You just bought a Jason Tatum National Treasures rookie patch. Is it the rookie auto or is it this like the patch? I'm not interested in John Stockton, but I appreciate the offer. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. If you're in the Discord, 50K. Oh man, I'm gonna head and that's a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and end the Discord, guys, or not the Discord. Shit, I'm tired. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. If you guys are in the Discord, I'll continue to chop it up with you over there. This has been fun. I think next time we'll open some packs. I'll open these sticker cards up next time we do a Q&A just to kind of keep up the entertainment. I do have a new desk coming in, and that's why I haven't set up the new setup yet, because the new desk will be here in a week. So what was the point? But yeah, a lot of content coming, guys. Again, if you're somebody who's into hockey or baseball or soccer or any other sport outside of basketball, and you want to kind of partner up and kind of go over some analysis, then definitely hit me up because I'm interested in kind of expanding and doing some other things. Let me know how I can improve this too, guys. You know, I want to do this every Saturday, or maybe that's too much. I don't know, but I think we should go live at least once a month. So let me know what I can do to improve the live. I'm still growing within this space, and it's been a lot of fun chopping it up with you guys. There's about 1,000 of us that engage on a day-to-day basis. So that's been crazy for me. Not big in terms of YouTube numbers, but 1,000 people is a lot of people to talk to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Definitely give me some more insight. Hit me up on Instagram if you're not in the Discord, and I'll chop it up with you guys in a bit. Could do some competitions in the chat. Hit me up, Simon. Let's talk about that. Give me some of those ideas. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Happy investing.